they default on the loan and they say they don't have any money. So you've loaned out $20,000 and they say, sorry, I don't have any money. And if it's unsecured loan, you're out $20,000. So what do you do then? That's all your money in your account. You close your account and start over.
And if you needed to put more money back in for an investment to do whatever you needed to do, like say you had a huge rehab job and you didn't have enough money to pay for it in your investment, and you could only put $5,000 a year, but you needed 10 or 20, you'd be in a bind. So you really got to watch out how low you let that money get when you're doing that kind of stuff.
We do a lot of vacant land investments for our clients, and they never think about the fact that they're going to have a property tax bill due every 6 months, or December and April. And so they don't have enough money in their account, so then they have to either make a contribution if they're eligible to do so. And in some cases, they're really...
Are they buying the land now?
Beg pardon?
With the state of affairs with the land inventory, I mean, there's so much land out there.
Oh, you're right, there is.
Are they still buying it?
Not as much.
But they're holding it because, I mean, they're not going to be able to
It's a
sell it.
long-term investment, without a doubt. It's a buy and hold. Unfortunately, some people bought it when the market was at its peak, and then now they're going to be holding it a lot longer. Yes?
Yes. Give me a second. Can I own my Roth IRA own property with me personally?
Yes. I'll talk about that too. Yes, absolutely. It's tenants in common.
I have one more question
Yes.
on that subject. Eventually, at one point, could I buy out the net profit off if I wanted to own it myself, or the other way around?
No, that you can't. That would be considered, something I'll talk about later also, is considered a prohibited transaction. The IRS frowns on that.
So could I develop land with, with projects that are supported by the federal government and backed by the government and guaranteed by banks? Would a Roth be, can we throw a Roth in like that for if I have projects like that?
Whether it's a Roth or traditional has no bearing on your investments. There may be some investments, like she mentioned, that make more sense using a Roth than a traditional. But as far as what you can and cannot invest in, is the IRS does.
I mean, do you offer other vehicles if someone came to you that told you other financial vehicles that could be used?
Sure. We do a lot of investments with tenants in common. We have real estate partnerships where there'll get lots of investors in there. Okay, this slide's been up here way too long. Let's move on. Oh, there we go. Okay, these are the various vehicles for funding your retirement account. You can transfer or roll over funds from an existing IRA. We would help you do that. We have a form for that. I think Janet is in the process of doing that. You can roll over funds from a qualified retirement plan like a 401k, all those profit sharing plan, money purchase plan, defined benefit plan. All of those are eligible to be rolled into an IRA as long as you're not an active participant in that plan. Again, we can advise you in this regard. We can give you advice on how to go about rolling that money over. It's very straightforward, but essentially it means contacting your plan administrator, which is the company that sent you your quarterly statements. Contact them and tell them you want to roll over the money to an IRA, and then they give you the forms to fill out. Okay. And then, of course, don't want to overlook the annual contributions that you're allowed to make for $5,000 to $6,000, which is another way of funding retirement account. Okay, now we get into the part where this is where you start to understand why it's called self-directed. Because these are all the things that you have to do, and we will carry all these out for you. But essentially, you're making the decisions. You choose the investment. You should do your due diligence on that. We don't. We will not look at the investment and say, gee, are you sure you want to do this? And I see things all the time that I think, gosh, you know, I don't know if I'd do this, but they know better than I.
Sure. We think about this. Can that be insured?
No.
That process?
Well, it's not the process that's the problem, it's the investment that could be the problem. We have people writing, loaning money with unsecured loans, unsecured notes.
Oh, really?
And so if the borrower, they don't have a good feeling about the borrower, and the borrower defaults on the loan, your money's gone. We see a lot of those deals, which is unfortunate. And even if it's secured in a time when the real estate markets were high and people were loaning money on real estate acquisitions, and then it's market crashes or the real estate market goes down, all of a sudden they're upside down. And they, even though they may have only loaned 50% loan to value, it may have dropped by more than 50%. So they lose all the money. So I have lots of sad.
You don't recommend that?
No, well, it's hard to know when you're going in. And of course, again, because you're all familiar with the real estate market and what's happened, people made a lot of risky decisions in retrospect, which didn't seem at the time that it was at all.
No money down deals aren't as good as they sound,
Yeah.
and that's how you get in trouble.
So monitoring the investment, knowing how and when to liquidate. A lot of investments that you make through self-directed accounts may not be liquid, like the vacant land. Now, that's not to say you can't sell it. You can sell it, but it's not easy to liquidate. We have people making investments where the general partner or the manager of the LLC or the partnership state, because of the way the money's being used, if it's in a big development project, they're not expecting to have any liquidation opportunities until the project is completed. So those are things that you need to factor in. Avoiding prohibited transactions, again, I'll talk about that at the end, and then ensuring that valuations are provided. We ask every investment that we make, we ask the investment sponsor, the manager of the investment, to provide us with an annual valuation of that investment. And if they don't do it, we'll actually go to the individual investor and say, listen, you're going to talk to these people and make sure they provide us with an annual valuation, because we're required to provide the IRS with that information, yes.
So if that's real estate, they have to pay for an appraisal every year?
No, we don't, well, we don't require that. I don't think anybody does in our industry. No, we just look for, you can have a third party, a real estate agent, something to say, you know, these houses in this area are going for about such and such. It's not terribly critical how accurate it is. There's nobody who looks for the IRS. But it is important that we get something every year. We get an update.
I would just write you a note saying.
Well, unfortunately, you have a slight conflict of interest, so we wouldn't accept it from you, but we would accept it from somebody, a friend of yours. Okay. Okay, these are kinds of investments we're making for our clients. Just to kind of broaden your view of this whole thing. And if you know somebody's starting up a new company, a startup of some sort, you can buy a stock in that company. You know, it's not on the market, it's not trading, but you can buy stock in private companies, interest in partnerships or limited liability companies, actually hold real estate, and I have a whole series of real estate investment possibilities. Promissory notes, both secured and unsecured. Precious metals. Most of these things are fairly self-explanatory. Life settlements is actually a very popular investment these days, and they're actually investments in life insurance policies. And it's kind of a strange investment, but I see the value of it. And they create essentially a portfolio or fund of these life settlements. What happens is people will sell their life insurance policies at a discount because they need money. they need money for some reason. So if they can sell that life insurance policy at a discount. And so whatever that discount is, theoretically, when they sell that life insurance policy and when they pass away, then the proceeds from that policy go to your investment. It's kind of a, you may have heard the term biatical, which is another term to choose. And then I want to talk a little bit about this, and I know Dan has one of these, so he may have discussed this with you, but IRA LLCs is where you pay somebody to form a limited liability company for which your IRA is the sole member. Now there could be multiple members, but typically the classic example is you open an IRA, you form an LLC with your money from your IRA, and now you are the manager of this LLC, and you have